Well, let's dive into the cringe, shall we? Shall we dive into some right-wing cringe? Because again, like I said, I delved deep into the bowels of the earth to find this. Unfortunately, it was actually foisted upon me. So let's do this. Let's look at some of this. Let me see if I can get my my camera looking good. Here we go. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. All right, here we go. In 4 months, the U.S. transformed into an obedient socialist country. Government dictated what events are acceptable to attend. Violent protests that instill fear are okay, but church services, family funerals, and patriotic celebrations are dangerous, and you bought it without a fight. Standing in a graduation line is a safety hazard. Small businesses were forced to close, but crowds to support the corporate money machine at Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot are okay. Come on, it's just a mask and safety precautions. How about a little hush money? Here's $2,400 that we stole out of your paycheck in the first place. Enjoy, buy something with it, from a big corporation. Cash is dirty. We can't give change. There's a coin shortage. Use your card. In 4 months, they convinced you to use a traceable card for everything. In less than 4 months, the government closed public schools, then restructured education under the guise of public safety. I just realized my chat's not up. There we go. Under the guise of public safety, in less than 4 months, our government demonstrated how easily people assimilate to guidelines that have no scientific premise whatsoever when you are fearful. In less than 4 months, our government successfully instilled fear in a majority of the population in America that allows them to control every aspect of your life, including what you eat, where you go, who you see, and your toilet paper. And the most dangerous and terrifying part? People are not afraid of the government who removed their freedom. They're afraid of their neighbors, family, and friends. And they hate those who don't comply. It's absolutely terrifying to me that so many people don't question authority. They're just willing to surrender their critical thinking skills and independence. They just gave up without thinking, without a fight. Do you know what's coming next? It's just a vaccine. Come on, it's for the greater good. Wait until you're told that you can't enter any store or business without proof of the COVID-19 vaccine. Wait until you can't go to public events or get on a plane without proof of receiving the vaccine. To everyone that doesn't believe this is possible, do you understand? That government successfully dictated to people when they were allowed to. Be outside, where they were allowed to go, and how their children would be educated in less than 4 months, and that a majority of the population followed blindly because they were told to do so. You're kidding yourself if you think this behavior won't be repeated with a vaccine or whatever the next step is. I don't follow politics. Who cares about that stuff? I don't like to think about it. 6 million Jews were exterminated in Germany because 97% of the population cowered to populist control. Nobody wanted to think about it. It's easier to just ignore it. That couldn't happen here, right? They got you without a thought, without a fight, just like France, just like Russia, just like China. Welcome, comrade. Show me your COVID papers. Certificate of vaccination identification. So that's a thing. Just like France. Yeah, I mean, there's like so much to go over with this, but when I told you that it was hot, fresh cringe, was I not lying? Yeah, I will, Lucid Fox, I will send you this. I screen capped this off of my own Facebook. So, as it turns out, I did just a tiny bit of digging on this, and this is like going around on Facebook, no attribution. I don't know who actually wrote it. I thought at first it was my family member who wrote it, because they posted it, just the text. But as it turns out, it's actually copy pasted, and they're telling, it appears to be some sort of copy pasta, but they're not, they're like telling people not to attribute it, which is just like, okay, so this is definitely some sort of like weird boomer propaganda thing. Yeah, this is yeah, I'll send this to you. I'll send these caps to you. Absolutely. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to make fun of it a little bit because it is funny, but I also wanted to talk about it a little bit. Yeah, don't attribute it. It's absolute propaganda. This is meant to spread all over the place and cause dissent and cause fighting, and it did. I thought my mom, wrote this when she shared it. So I was like, Mom, what the fuck? But like this goes right out the gate with the conspiracy theory shit. Let's look at some of this, because like I want to address some of these things. And so we've talked about on my channel here, we've talked about I realize those beeps have been going off a lot, haven't they? I probably should mute the actual noise. That would have been smart. Yeah, so I've talked about conspiracy and conspiracy like thinking on this channel a lot. Like one of the things I've talked about a lot is how conspiracy thinking like really informs a lot of propaganda, really informs a lot of like right-wing messaging, and it's like it's pretty heavy-handed, but it's all over the place in here. I mean, look at this. So we start off, we sort of start off in the bad. In 4 months, the U.S. transformed into an obedient socialist country. Okay, so like this is I don't know. Some of these are so absurd that it almost seems hilarious to even try and talk about them, right? Because in 4 months, the U.S. transformed into an obedient socialist country. What element of socialism have we seen show up in the last 4 months? Does anybody have any idea? Like even in the mind of like a boomer, like what is the socialist stuff? Is it the one like really shitty check that we got? Also, the fucking Republicans control the Senate. Republicans control the entire, they control the judiciary. Republicans control the fucking White House. They have control of most of government right now. And it's just like, what? This is thought terminating. This is meant to get you to shut off your brain. And in fact, I actually asked this person, do you even know what a socialist is? Do you know what socialism is when you post something like this? When you post that, safety precautions and a mask are part of an agenda to transform the U.S. into a socialist country, do you actually know what you're saying? Because yeah, normally people are like, oh, socialism is when the government does stuff. But this is beyond. Like this goes beyond even that. This is like they've just thrown this word in here completely randomly. There's like hush money. Here's $2,400 that we stole out of your paycheck in the first place. That's an indictment of Trump. That right there is an indictment of Trump. Instead of issuing people money, they made it a fucking tax deductible paycheck of $1,200, not $2,400. Isn't it interesting that they doubled it up there? That just sort of reads in that they can't even be honest with their own propaganda. Like they can't even use the actual numbers. They have to make up the numbers. They didn't, Eric. They didn't at all. That's the thing that drove me nuts. They don't even know what it is. They don't know what socialism is. So they just use it as like an insult, as just a random insult. Cash is dirty. We can't give change. There's a coin shortage. Use your card. I've literally never encountered this. I don't even know where this comes from. Has anybody in chat, if anybody in chat has encountered the cash thing, I don't know what the hell this is. This to me sounds like a throwback to like other conspiracy theories. Like, I mean, the Visa conspiracy theory. For people who don't know, in like Christian circles, there's a really old and really popular, like Christian fundamental circles, not just general Christian, like Christian fundamentals. There's this really old, really popular conspiracy theory that Visa is actually going to bring us the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast being a concept from the Bible that, like, in the future, the Antichrist will take over the world and you'll have to receive the mark of the beast in order to receive any food or, like, respect in society. And there's a Christian conspiracy that's been around for a long time that believes that Visa, V-I-S-A, stands for 666. and therefore is a warning that Visa is the mark of the beast. This is the new Facebook currency they're trying to sell, I think. They have a point, but the currency is shady as fuck. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, there's people who genuinely believe that that Visa is like VI is Roman for 6, S is Assyrian for 6, and A is something. I don't know. I don't even remember where the conspiracy calculus goes, but they believe that it stands for 666, and therefore Visa is going to be the mark of the beast. So I don't know. I live in Seattle. Like, Seattle is a hotspot for was literally the first hotspot for COVID, and there's no cash restrictions whatsoever. Cash restrictions literally aren't even a thing here, and we have pretty strong. We had pretty strong and pretty early precautions. So I'm just like, oh, what is this going on? They've got Libra is the currency. Oh, are they doing like? Oh, I've never heard of that. Cryptocurrencies are really risky and sketch. I don't want to do a whole thing on cryptocurrencies. Some people really like them, but stuff like Bitcoin, for example, have actually been really horrible for the planet. They're extremely energy consumptive, and they are mostly a meme. I wasn't able to go into Chaz. Chaz has been dispersed. However, I was in town recently after the protests, and I've been in town a whole lot, like in downtown. I don't actually live in downtown, so I'm not like in the exact area where the protests are, but I go into town quite frequently, and I've seen a lot of it with my own eyes. It's quite extreme. It's Chaz Chop. I don't know which one was preferred at the end of the day, but yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. So this post is kind of masterful. If you think about it, as far as propaganda goes, it hits on all of these things that people get offended about. Like, here you go. You've got the violent protests that instill fear are okay. Citation needed, but church services, family funerals, and patriotic celebrations are dangerous. Yet there's a fucking reason for all of these things. And also, the so-called violent protests, nobody spread the disease in them because everyone was wearing masks. Like, the numbers didn't spike after the so-called violent protests because people actually wore masks. It's fucking ridiculous. So, like, these are all meant to be, all of these words are chosen just to elicit an immediate knee-jerk reaction. That's how propaganda acts on. Propaganda acts on preconceived notions, prejudices, and emotion. That's exactly what we're seeing here. Down here you have, it's your graduation. See, they're hitting on a lot of these small town things that you're supposed to be, feel really strongly about. Oh, my kids weren't able to go to graduation, which is a real frustration. Small businesses were forced to close, but crowds to support the corporate money machine at Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot are okay. I don't even know what this is referencing. This is one that just seems like completely invented whole cloth. Crowds to support the corporate money machine at Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot are okay. Like, have there been protests that went to Walmart and Lowe's and Home Depot? I don't know. I guess maybe. I don't know. This just seems like it's totally invented. True, Marinara. It's a wall full of newspaper clippings and string pointing at something very specific. This is the sort of stuff you're going to start seeing too. This anti-corporate thing, this is straight out of Tucker Carlson. A lot of people have talked about this. A lot of people have talked about the class reductionism, the Nazbol, the Strasserite sort of stuff. That's this messaging that you're seeing right up there. This right here, this stuff about like, the corporate money machine at Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot are okay. But there's something to consider here. Donald Trump, which, keep in mind, these people back up Donald Trump really hardcore. Donald Trump and his admin gave money only to corporate America. They're talking about the hush money here, but think about the literal money cannons that were fired directly into the mouth of corporate America. Yeah, Pepe Sylvia, yeah. Carol! Carol HR. Yeah, corporations bad, socialism bad, capitalism good. Like, I don't know. This is like, these are all just this is all just like little signifiers. Small business, yeah, I like small business. Walmart, I don't like Walmart. Violent protests, no. Church services, yes. And that's basically this whole thing is just bad thing I don't like, it's evil. Good thing, yes. Bad thing, socialist. Good thing, yeah, Trump. But then it doesn't actually, none of this is based on fact at all. If these people actually cared about small businesses in any way, shape, or form, they would be fucking furious. Instead of bitching about $2,400 that was stolen out of your paycheck, they'd be bitching about the fucking, what was it by the end of it? Like $4 trillion or I can't even remember the exact figures at this point that were that were authorized before any aid checks went out to the people. Before any aid checks went out, before any of these so-called 2,400. But they don't think about that because they can, in this, they can make you feel bad for being poor. This is what this does. The hush money, oh, you took that money from the government, you disgusting thing. You disgusting, you needed help? Ugh. And then they ignore the fact that literal giant corporations like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Uber, all of these other companies got blasted millions and millions of dollars in subsidies, loans, and cash. It's, they don't care. And then there's this cash thing. And now here we go. Next one that they touch on. Here you go. Again, just write down the line. Write down the line of all of those little hot spots that get to these people. In less than 4 months, government closed public schools, then restructured education under the guise of public safety. When they say restructured education, what they mean is no significant changes have actually been made to education at all, and teachers have just been forced to switch to Zoom. That's what restructured education means. Oh, did somebody get banned? Uh-oh. All right. Oh, okay. Well, Jeena, don't jump the gun too quick. But yeah, if you see somebody asking questions, don't jump the gun too quick because I want people to be able to ask questions and stuff. If they start dropping legit stuff like that, we'll ban them. But, you know, give them a little bit of leeway because you never know who we might be able to reach. Worst case, give them a timeout first and warn them. Oh, was he? Yeah, that happens. In fact, it's really it's actually very it's perfect that we're talking about this at the same time because what you see in this Facebook post is the exact same tactic that you'll see right-wing chatters use in chat. You'll see PragerU use it. You'll see Tucker Carlson use it. They all use the same tactic. And what that is that they spit out a whole bunch of claims. In one page, we've got so many claims. And if you were in a conversation with somebody, this would just knock, like, this would be so fast that you would never be able to deal with it. Thankfully, I'm running my own show, so we can go through and we can analyze claim by claim whether any of these things that they're saying are valuable at all. But yeah, it's basically Gish Gallop projectile vomiting. Yeah, it's Gish Galloping. But a lot of people don't recognize, like they hear the word Gish Galloping and they get an idea of it, but people don't realize what it actually looks like. And this is what it actually looks like. The other thing you see in chat is people come in and go, yeah, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, what about this? And they try to get you with so many things that you have to spend time trying to put out every individual fire. The thing you have to realize is you actually... This is something everybody listening right now can use this to become a better debater against right-wingers. When you start to realize that someone's chucking out a whole bunch of ridiculous claims that would take a lot of effort for you to debunk each individual one, go straight for the heart. Ignore the random shit that's getting blasted all over the place and address the heart of it. Go say, all right, what's your angle here? What are you actually getting at? Because you've talked about Venezuela, you've mentioned Russia, you've mentioned Cuba, or whatever they're going off on. Whatever thing they're going off on. You've mentioned you've mentioned something about violent protests, you've mentioned corporate money machine, you've mentioned masks, you've mentioned $2,400. You've mentioned cash. What are any of these things? What are you getting at? What's your argument? Or are you just throwing out random, very difficult to go through facts that you want people to waste their time debunking? You do not have to waste your time with a bunch of disingenuous bad faith claims ever. You can address the heart of it and go, what this is actually saying is you don't like masks. You can go in and say that all of this is just a justification so that you can say, I don't like masks. I don't want to wear a mask. And you think that's socialist? Come on. Or you can just ban them out of your chat. That's another thing you could do. But if you identify this sort of tactic, don't fall for it. Unless you have control of the space, like I do right now, where it's my show and I can go through and give you guys actual debunks for each of these. Never engage in this in person, because they want you to waste their time. They want you to be on the defensive. In fact, I believe it was Roger Stone recently who quoted, "Always be attacking, never play defensive." Right-wingers, when they are putting out propaganda, they will always be on the attack. They don't want to give you or the audience or their audience time to actually break down anything. Because once you break it down, it will fall apart. They know this. They know that they don't have actual arguments to back up any of their claims. They know that most of them are based off of completely evidenceless claims. And what they're expecting is that you're going to take time going after one, or get distracted, or get off on a red herring, and you'll look like you're playing defensive, like you have something to hide. That's their goal with these type of tactics. Yeah, the Bannon tactics. Yes, literally, Bannon tactics. This is so popular. This is such a popular tactic. And I've been trying to, I bring this up a lot, and I actually call it out very frequently in the debates that I'm in, because I see it so unbelievably frequently that it's distressing. That they will come in, and I refer to it in a very crass way, which is, I call it the shit pipe. The shit pipe approach. They turn on a big pipe of shit and it blasts all over the place, and then you got to sit there scrubbing it up. But you don't. You can cork the fucking pipe. You can go straight for the heart of the argument and ask them, what are you actually saying with this? Are you trying to tell me that the United States has been taken over by a socialist government? Because if that's the case, Donald Trump is in charge. You're just a liar. And what you can do is you could turn it around on them. You can say, man, you sure are throwing out a whole lot of claims. Which one of these actually matters? Which one of these actually supports your so-called argument? Don't mop it up. Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you do have to mop it up. That's why I'm going through this. We do have to mop it up eventually, but you don't have to do it while they're in the conversation with you. You want to shut off the pipe first. You shut the pipe off first, and then you can go and explain why each one is wrong, if any of them stick. But the thing is, a lot of them don't stick. A lot of them will be forgotten as quickly as they were brought up. So there you go. There's the Demon Mama advice. Take it. It's free. You can spread it. You can steal it. I don't care. It's Creative Commons. You can attribute me if you want to, but if you don't, all I care about is people getting better at debating right-wingers. And one of the things that you can learn is to clog the pipe. Address the heart of the issue, and don't get distracted with the inevitable hundreds of meaningless, time-wasting, sea lion, gish-galloping whataboutisms they'll throw at you. Yeah, just fucking clog it. You have to. You can't let them keep... A lot of right-wing propaganda is incredibly shallow. It's designed to be spread. They know that their arguments aren't very convincing to most people. What right-wing like demagogues attempt to do is they attempt to throw a very wide net that catches people who are at risk of radicalization. They want to catch people who have pre-existing biases, who have an axe to grind, who have racist sentiments, anti-Semitic sentiments, stuff like this. When they throw that net, they know their argument is not going to stick for most people because it's really shallow. I mean, come on. Like, look at this one, for example. Let's just use this as an example. How about a little hush money? Here's $2,400 that we stole out of your paycheck in the first place. Enjoy. Buy something with it from a big corporation. Okay, well, there's like 900 issues with this, right? First of all, it was $1,200. $2,400 is like the theoretical max you could get if you have like 9 kids. that we stole out of your paycheck in the first place. Wait, so tax is stealing? And secondly, it was Mitch fucking McConnell, a Republican, which was then approved by Donald Trump, a Republican capitalist, mind you, that did this. Enjoy, buy something with it. What do you mean buy something with it? Everybody has to pay rent. There is statistical fact that people spent their fucking checks mostly on rent and bills. So what the fuck are you talking about? We know this money didn't go to big corporations besides the housing corporations and landlords, but we don't want to talk about that. So you see, this is us doing the cleanup process right now. But they know this. That's why they spit these things out so fast. They know this is full of shit. They just want they want to catch people who are already biased to their position and rope them in a little further. That's what these attempts are. So keep that in mind and watch out for it. Become watchful for that type of tactic. Got my fucking demon fuel today, apparently. This shit is good. By the way, oh no, I shouldn't do that. That's terrible. I shouldn't. I like Mountain Dew Kickstart, okay? I like it. It has juice in it. It's good as shit. '80s Mullet says, would a good clogging question be, where are the NRA? Oh, sorry. Where's the NRA when government sends its sneaky government troops to arrest people in U.S. cities? I thought that was literally the point of a well-armed militia. That could be, depending on the concept. But yeah, a good question is, here's a good clogging question. Say you get this thing, right? You get this whole thing. Oh yeah, the U.S. is transformed into obedient socialist country. Well, wait, you're saying we turned socialist because of masks and safety precautions? Well, first of all, your guys in the White House, and secondly, what do you have to say about the black bagging of people practicing their First Amendment rights in Portland, and then give them a news article that says, hey, this is a verified fact. In fact, your government admitted to this. Isn't that more authoritarian and attempting to force obedience than any sort of mask thing? And they'll usually go, oh, and then all of a sudden, they're defending themselves. And the thing is, in the words of Roger Stone, never be on the defense. And once you get them on that, you can hammer them on it. You can keep saying, well, you've never answered my question. Why is it okay for your Republican guy, your capitalist guy up in the White House to be black bagging protesters expressing their First Amendment rights? Doesn't that go against everything that America stands for? And then all of a sudden, you can ignore everything. And you just have to be confident enough to ignore all of this bullshit that they're throwing out and go for the ones that can turn the conversation in your favor. Yeah, I guess I'm a Mountain Dew shill right now. Also, thank you to everyone who has followed. Deeply appreciated. Sorry I had to turn off the beeping. I realized that it was kind of going over everything, and I hadn't even recognized it. Is this going to be on the test? Yes, potato butt plug. It is going to be on the test. This is in the real test will be real life, and you're going to see this kind of shit all over the place. But don't worry, it takes many different forms, and all you need to know is the basic tactic. Once you see the framework, you can identify it. Everything else is just gravy. Yeah, the last 5 questions can be pretty hard. That's true. That's true. Some of them are hard. And here's the thing. The reason why I hammer on this specific point so much is because I've encountered it so much. I grew up in a very extreme right-wing family in a pretty right-wing part of the country, which isn't really, it's not, the whole state isn't right-wing, but regardless, there were a lot of right-wingers in my immediate community, and I encountered this stuff for decades. I've encountered this stuff. It's the same tactics over and over and over again. Once you recognize it, all you got to do is brush up just a tiny bit on your facts, and you could demolish these people, because you have to realize that, okay, there are 2 battles that we fight. There's battles with people that we really care about, like maybe our family members, where we're like, oh, okay, I want to convince this person. Now you can't necessarily always use this tactic with like a family member. I mean, I think you can get them to stop spewing propaganda and get them to think more, more deeply about what they actually believe. But what you can do is you can use this when you're in a family conversation, you can use this on a stream. You can use this on Twitter. You can, okay. Be careful on Twitter, all right? Discourse sucks on Twitter, but you can use this on Facebook. You can use this in blogs. You can use this in all kinds of different things to address this sort of bullshit arguments that get blasted at people. Rathu. Yeah, actually, that's a good opportunity. Otona no Aji has brought up my Rathu emote. You, too, if you subscribe, can have the Rathu emote. Look at how cute he is. Rathu's so cute. We love Rathu. And you can also get Pompo, and you can get Eloise, this Quieres emote. You can share the joint with your friends. But yeah, sorry, just a small plug there. Any subscribers or Twitch Prime havers, bit givers, deeply appreciated. Only give if you can. I love being able to grow my channel. I love getting the ability to actually pay for stuff is amazing. But if you've got it, throw it my way. Deeply appreciated. And you get some cool emotes in response. Also, there's a link to my Discord below. If any of you haven't joined the Discord, our Discord is super active and we talk about all kinds of really cool shit. We share really funny memes. It's a good place to be. So feel free to join. You can also, actually, I can just do this. Bam. There's the link to the Discord. Hell yeah. Yay, Pompo. We love Pompo. Pompo is my own little frog. Oh, that's weird. Why is Streamlabs having an issue? That's odd. There we go. That was weird. All right. Yeah, so yeah. Hey, Spectral Melodies, good to see you. Yeah, let's continue on working on this a little bit. We're going over some really like prime, like grade A propaganda I found on Facebook. Yeah, it's amazing. So, this is another one. Look at this right here. This right here is like, this is like perfectly crafted to deal with stuff right now. This is meant to get people mad about the fact that their kids aren't going back to school, which is a real complaint. Like, people are, okay, something I should talk about. Most of these things, most of the sort of core nuggets that are at the center of all of these things are legitimate fears and complaints that people have, but they're twisted in a certain direction to direct people's ire towards, in this case, socialists and people who wear masks and doctors and the CDC and Anthony Fauci. It's really, really sinister how it works. But if you look at this, like, people are mad that their kids won't, that they're going to have to find a way to keep their kids entertained indoors with less and less money for more months. Of course, that's a totally legitimate complaint. Like, I completely understand where people are coming from on this. But this piece of propaganda turns this and says it's the government, not Trump. Even though Trump is the government, it's not his fault. It's the government. It's the socialist, leftist, SJW threat. And they take these real sufferings and they turn them into something horrible. Like, look at this. In less than 4 months, the government closed public schools, which is a good thing because people die if you don't close the public schools, and then, quote-unquote, restructured education under the guise of public safety. What this does is this implies that the restructuring of education, which was, again, like I mentioned before, just moving classes to Zoom, is actually some sinister plot to control your children and to control you. That takes that anger at the fact that the government hasn't really done a whole lot, like, to help people, and is more or less left people, you know, to hang with regard to their kids, and turns it into, ooh, those socialists are coming to get us. They've sprung a hoax disease on us. All of this pushes people to assume that even if it's never said in here explicitly. Notice that nowhere in this entire piece does it explicitly say that that the disease is a hoax, but it implies it really heavily. It implies it really, really heavily. And it implies using very common right-wing talking points like restructuring education. You know, right-wingers get real mad about Common Core, even though they don't really know what it is. They get real, real mad about it because it's the evil leftist SJWs poisoning the minds of our children. But That's what they're guiding people's anger to. People are mad that the Trump government has basically left them with nothing to do. There's been no attempt to like have a federal or societal approach to like people, like children have been locked inside really, really bored for like 6 months, and instead turns it into hating this vague enemy that just plays into your pre-existing biases. So people read this and they go, yeah, I hate it. I hate those Marxist teachers that are trying to restructure education. This is all conspiracy. This is all conspiracy. It's implying that there's some evil restructuring of education under the guise of public safety, when in truth, it's literally public safety that hasn't been properly backed by the government. The doctors are right. The doctors are correct. We needed to close schools for public safety, and we need to keep them shut. We really, really, really need schools to not reopen. That is going to be disastrous for public health. And what that means is that we would actually have to restructure education. But see, the Republicans, the conservatives, the Trump admin has no interest in restructuring education in a way that helps people. They just want to get everything back to the point where they can reopen the economy and start making money again. I know some people would say that's true, but the thing is that this is not designed to be thought about. This is designed to hit somebody and go, yeah, oh my God, yeah, look, they're talking about me. Yeah, I'm so mad. And then at the end, look at what it goes. Look at what it goes to. Here's where it gets really sinister. Let's go down here. Right down here. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can, maybe it would be easier to go zoom. There we go. Wait, here. Can I zoom in on just this part? I don't know how to use this program properly. Oh yeah, zoom to selection. That's what I want. Let's zoom to the actual selection. Okay. This is terrible. How do I do this? Oh, whatever. To everyone that doesn't believe this is possible. Wait, here it is. Wait until you're told that you can't enter any store or business without proof of the COVID-19 vaccine. Wait until you can't go to public events or get on a plane without proof of receiving the vaccine. So all of this like getting people fired up about, God damn it, I haven't been able to go to church. I wasn't able to see my grandmother after she died from COVID. And I wasn't able to go to the 4th of July. I'm so mad about this. I'm so mad about small businesses going out of business, which is a thing that's happening. The reason why small businesses, here's a hint. The reason why small businesses are going out of business is not because of vague leftist. It's not because of crowds of Marxists that have been supporting corporate greed. It's because Donald Trump gave all of the money to huge corporations directly. That's not socialist. That's fucking capitalist. You realize that, right? That's why. But again, watch what's happening. So that's the real reason, but they're mad about the small businesses. They're mad about that they only got $2,400. They're mad about cash. They're mad about all these different things. And this is what it funnels into. Wait until you're told that you can't enter any store or business without proof of the COVID-19 vaccine. This is anti-vax propaganda. All of these legitimate complaints are twisted in order to push people against first masks and then vaccines. That's pretty fucked up, isn't it? That's pretty fucked up. That's pretty messed up. So you see how this propaganda works, right? And look at what it goes to in the end. When we get to the second one, here we go. When we get to the second one, look at what it plays into. They got you without a thought, without a fight. Just like France. What is France? If you weren't well connected to right-wing spheres, you might go, France? What the fuck? But in the propaganda machine of the right wing, France is constantly referred to as a socialist country. What's happened in France? Is anything? I mean, as far as I know, France's numbers are better than us. They've started reopening and shit because they legitimately reopening because they've gotten the disease under control. If I'm not mistaken, it's kind of like okay. Just like Russia, just like China. Welcome, comrade. This is the other gist of it. So it's anti-mask, it's anti-vax, and it's Red Scare. This is Red Scare right here. All of these real frustrations are being twisted and misled into hating quote-unquote socialists, hating quote-unquote communists, and therefore hating everyone who in their minds they associate with communists and socialists. Those socialists and communists, like apparently the violent protests that instill fear, the George Floyd protests, are now associated with communism and socialism in their mind. Do you see how this is an attempt to weave a bunch of emotions together into an irrational, not a rational hatred, an irrational hatred of anything that can be labeled as a socialist? That's how this shit works. It pounds into their mind, hate socialists, hate socialists. Look at what socialists are doing, socialists. And then anytime there's somebody that the right-wing establishment like Donald Trump hates, they can just say, hey, they're socialists, they're communists. And all of their followers go, oh yeah, I hate those guys. This is 100% feels. Well, that's the thing. It works to a degree, potato butt plug. It works to a degree. But it doesn't work forever. And it can be easily fought, but we need to be effective in how we address it, which is what we're doing here, which is why I'm analyzing this with y'all, so we can get better at recognizing these and other things. Thank you for all the follows, everyone who's followed so far. I really, really deeply appreciate it. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. It means the fucking world to me. Thank you so much. Let's talk about some of these other parts in here. What are the other ones that I wanted to bring up? To everyone that doesn't believe this is possible, do you understand that the government successfully dictated to people when they were allowed to be outside, where they were allowed to go, and how their children would be educated in less than 4 months? None of this... Okay, none of this... This is so weird. I wish that there was a way that I could zoom into just this part. Maybe there is. I'm sorry. I don't usually use this like program, so I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. This is super boomer of me. It's my own boomer. There we go. There we go. Fit to screen. Okay. Here we go. To everyone that doesn't believe this is possible, do you understand that the government successfully dictated to people when they were allowed to be outside, where they were allowed to go, and how their children would be educated in less than 4 months? Okay, so let's address some of these. When they were allowed to be outside. As far as I know, there has been no governance on being outside at all, except for, interestingly, in response to the George Floyd protests. In response to the George Floyd protests, literally all across this nation, including in my own town, in both my town and the city that my town is a borough of, Seattle, curfews were used against protesters. Curfews were declared within 5 minutes before clearing it out. So curfews, literally telling you when you can be outside, has been used against protesters. But to my knowledge, there has been no curfews applied for COVID. There have been stay-at-home orders, which has nothing to do with a curfew. It simply says, please stay at home except for essential travel so that you don't spread the disease. So it's a little weird that they're conflating those things, conveniently ignoring the fact that the Trump admin, literally federal agents, used aggressive curfews to curb free speech, but pretending that that's actually a left-wing socialist thing that's being used against people for COVID, apparently. Where they were allowed to go. Well, the government hasn't really exactly said that you weren't allowed to go anywhere. They've just strongly discouraged gathering in places because it spreads the disease. Only some places only some states have literally said, hey, we're not opening these places. Like, for example, a lot of beaches were closed. That's a pretty minor thing, right? Beaches close for all kinds of reasons all the time. So what is this really about? Again, they're saying, oh, the government has dictated to people where they were allowed to go. And keep in mind that a lot of the same people that would spread this propaganda also ignored government orders and went to crowded events and wore no masks. So it's just very dishonest. And then how their children would be educated in less than 4 months. Has anything changed? Like, I don't think there's been any significant change to educational law in the last 4 months. This is just invented whole cloth to make people feel angry. You'll notice that as we go on, although this starts out with a pretty ridiculous claim, the claims get more and more ridiculous as the post gets more intense. As time goes on, it's whipping the reader into a frenzy until eventually they're mad. Instead of being mad about public schools being closed, they're suddenly mad about the government is choosing how my children will be educated by suggesting that they use Zoom so that people don't die. Yeah, that's a pretty good and reasonable thing. And the majority of the population followed blindly because they were told to do so. Isn't it funny here that they make a reference to the majority of the population following blindly, despite the fact that these recommendations come with an incredible amount of scientific backing, and they're screaming about that. The recommendations of the CDC, the recommendations of the WHO, the recommendations of Anthony Fauci, the recommendation of a number of governors, those came with extensive scientific backing that none of these people actually would look into. But somehow, it's following blindly when you actually listen to accredited science, but it's not following blindly when people rush out to buy hydroxychloroquine that's recommended by Donald Trump. Do you see how this is meant to avoid cognitive dissonance? Well, there you have it. That's how these sort of things work. Yeah, the act of using a computer is socialism, apparently. Exactly. Swimming holes here close for Colé. I don't know what Colé is. But yeah, I mean, beaches close all the time. It's literally a completely normal thing for the government to set like hours for parks. Oh, hey, Under the Thunder. I hope you have a really good time. Oh, well, be safe, please. Be safe there. But yeah, I hope you have a good time at least. Vermont is a very rural place. I'm sure there's tons of room for social distancing, thankfully. And then here we go. This goes a bit further. Wait until you're told that you can't enter any store or business without proof of the COVID-19 vaccine. Wait until you can't go to public events or get on a plane without proof of receiving a vaccine. Like, this is just totally like, oh, hey, thank you so much for the bits. Deeply appreciated. I live close to Myrtle Beach. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Where'd the bits met? Oh, here we go. I live close to Myrtle Beach, and we close our beach when the bacteria in the water is at a high. That's dangerous for humans to be in. Yeah, see? This is a totally rational thing that happens all the time. They're jumping on this and using this as a springboard to convince people that there's been somehow a socialist takeover. Despite the fact that capitalist Republicans, explicitly capitalist Republicans, including Donald Trump, who's a real estate tycoon, that there's been a socialist takeover of the United States. It's just like, what? Sleepy time. Take care of y'all, lovely people. Don't forget to drink plenty and stretch a little. Good night, potato butt plug. Please rest well. Thanks so much for coming by. Really appreciate having you. Hopefully we'll see you again in the future, of course. And then we have, let's see. To everyone that doesn't think this is possible, we've already read that part. And then at the end, it does this little show me your COVID papers, certificate of vaccination identification. This is where it goes into total unhinged, drunken uncle rant. Yeah. So there's the cringe. I told you I had found real good cringe. By the way, I actually ended up having a response to this, and I was pretty much immediately dogpiled by relatives, one of whom went off on a rant about the will of God and how disagreeing with somebody about masks and telling them that they should do better and not tell people not to wear masks was somehow impugning their free speech, despite the fact that this was posted publicly on Facebook. So these things actually spread and are reinforced really heavily. And by the way, this stuff comes straight out of the mouth of places like Fox News. This whole thing could have come out of a fucking Tucker Carlson segment. Yeah, literally, Marinara, them. The liberals will have you showing them your vaccination papers. Meanwhile, if a cop shoots you because you didn't bring your ID out fast enough, that's okay. You should have been more respectful to the cop. But, I mean, of course, it's always a double standard, right? These are the people who've been advocating for thin blue line. They've been completely on the side of the cops. I mean, I've seen the same people who were liking this post talking about how, these unruly rioters, they're disgusting and they represent the downfall of America, while the police are tear gassing and beating the shit out of people who are just making their voices heard. So it's totally hypocritical. It's completely and utterly based off of nonsense, but it serves as great propaganda. And the reason why it serves as great propaganda is because it makes people not think. This is full of thought-terminating cliches. This reinforces your pre-existing prejudices and tells you you're good for not thinking about them further. And oh yeah, I didn't even get to this part. Look at this. Look at how unbelievable this section is right here. 6 million Jews were exterminated in Germany because 97% of the population cowered to populist control. Nobody wanted to think about it. It's just easier to ignore it. Isn't that literally what this type of post is doing? First of all, throwing out random numbers. This is a really troubling implication. Apparently, there's only 3% of people who are actually supported the regime. But okay. And then it's like, oh, this is to populist control. The people are bad. You should listen. So simultaneously, at the exact same time, this piece tells you, don't trust people. Don't trust the people. The populism is bad. It's panic. It's panic. And then it also tells you that, but authority shouldn't be trusted either. It's deliberately induced cognitive dissonance so that you don't think about it. It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to trigger a gut reaction. Yeah, tiny minority somehow. 90% of the population cowered to populist control. What the fuck does that even mean? How is it populist if 3% of the population is running the show? Yeah, don't trust those populists. Trust our populists instead. Trust Tucker Carlson, a literal trust fund millionaire who has repeatedly said, I am Mr. Murdoch's bitch. That's the type of people you should trust, right? Trust Donald Trump, a literal 1%er whose entire life he's lived with a gold spoon in his mouth. Yeah, trust Sagar. Yeah, exactly. They got you. Without a thought, without a fight, you dummy. Just like France. Famous communist country, France. Just like Russia. Famous communist country in the current day, Russia. You know, Russia's a fucking capitalist country now, right? People know that? They don't. This is targeted at people who have forgotten that the USSR doesn't exist anymore. And that's actually another interesting point that I wanted to talk on, which is how much of this propaganda relies on amnesia. It relies on you not remembering anything. So much of Fox News, literally, I have a stream in my VODs where I talk about how Fox News pulls off these coin turns on shit. So they went from in a 3-day span, they went from saying that COVID was a hoax to saying COVID's not a hoax, but people are being stupid about it. They made that spin within 3 days. And none of their audience did shit. Their audience just goes, because that show trains you not to remember shit. They want you to forget what has been said in the past. It's the same reason why Tucker Carlson was like, oh yeah, I'm going on my pre-planned vacation. Remember that, guys? And they go, yeah, even though he didn't have any pre-planned vacation and had never made any mention of it. They just go, yeah, he had a pre-planned vacation, remember? He's not going on vacation because of the fact that in the same week he had a sexual harassment lawsuit filed against him, and his lead writer was fired for being a extremely racist piece of shit. No, it's not that. It was pre-planned. Remember, guys? Remember? And they go, yeah, I guess I do remember that. It's literally cult tactics. It's meant to fucking train people over time as they watch more and more of it to not ever actually question anything. Yeah, Mirelurk patties. I actually do put my VODs up on YouTube. I'm a little bit behind right now because I'm a one-woman show right now. But yeah, I do actually put my VODs up on YouTube. I can actually post my my YouTube link real quick here. Here we go. Here's my little thing that I post usually. This is my YouTube. If you all want to subscribe to my YouTube, it is free to subscribe on YouTube. I have been putting up clips and also full VODs up on there for some time. And in fact, some of the work I'm most proud of is up on YouTube right now. I'm just a little bit behind on uploading my my backlog because it's been really, really hot, and I've been doing a crazy amount of content lately. I was on 3 panels earlier this week, which have been downloaded but haven't been uploaded yet. Yeah, I know, it sucks, but I don't know. Oh, the League of... Oh, you're mad at this one. I thought you were talking about my YouTube shortcut. No, yeah, League of Legends. I do play League of Legends relatively frequently, unfortunately. I know I probably shouldn't, but... yeah, Jeena, if you're comfortable with that, totally. I can't pay anybody anything right now. I don't make enough money off of the channel, but someday that's certainly a possibility. That's something that I would love to do. If you want to be a volunteer editor and work with me on that stuff, I would 100% appreciate that. Of course, absolutely. ACAB Brick, thanks for the subscription. Deeply appreciate the subscription. I'm gonna actually turn this back up. Well, Jeena, I would like to keep that a temporary thing. If I'm able to get this channel off the ground, if I'm able to get more support, like I was just the subscriber who just subscribed. Why did that disappear? Why did the subscription notice? ACAB Brick, thank you so much for the subscription. I deeply appreciate it. The more subscribers I get, the more likely I'll be able to keep doing this and hopefully do this. I mean, I do it full time right now. But I'm not like making a living off it. It's just that it's coronavirus, so work is real low. But yeah. So yeah, I have been putting stuff up on putting stuff up on YouTube a whole bunch more lately, and hopefully a lot more in the future, because I really like YouTube, and I like being able to have comments and have a backup of all my stuff that's out of here. But I do also keep my VODs. I try to highlight all my VODs on here. Unfortunately, Twitch's interface for VODs is kind of rough. Let's go to the mama cam. Oh yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson is, I mean, yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson is an exact example of that. Like, people don't really take him seriously. He just has a whole bunch of followers who don't question anything that he says. I don't even think he thinks about what he says anymore. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know that they're really debates, but it's certainly something you can learn from. I always joke, like, you have to put it in a little containment ball and, like, listen to it carefully so that it doesn't give you the brainworms. But once you understand the tactics, they're not tricky to like parse. You can just look into them and go, like, what the fuck is this? This is totally easily debunkable. And in fact, right now I'm working on very slowly building a document of, like, really good debunks of like common arguments, because I want to have a resource that anybody can reach into and go, yeah, like, I keep hearing this argument. How do I debunk this argument? Or how do I debunk this person who often does this argument? And I want to have a big list of debunks that you can easily access, both from myself and from other creators. Yeah. People take QAnon seriously. Yeah, QAnon is all over the place right now, but QAnon is like an actual cult. But then again, like, the thing is, though, is that a lot of right-wing propaganda uses cult tactics. Like, it uses stuff that tells you, like, they continually reinforce the idea that you're victimized, They continually reinforce people that like, oh, great example, the war on Christmas. I'm sure many of you in chat have heard about the war on Christmas, right? Like, the war on Christmas is this thing that's been going on for years. The religious right has been, decades upon decades that this has been going on. This idea that, like, oh, they're trying to take away Christmas. Hell, we even watched a joke about it in the Michael Brooks segment we were doing. And it's like, yeah, they reinforce this idea. There's a constant, every single Christmas, the messaging starts coming out. It'll happen this Christmas too. You will see it. On Fox News this Christmas, you will see stuff about the war on Christmas. And in that, they will tell their viewers, guys, they're trying to take Christmas. You feel victimized? You're right for feeling victimized. You should feel victimized. You're being attacked. They're trying to take your Christmas from you with no facts. Yeah, Kirk Cameron saving Christmas. Yeah, it's all over the place. There's so much. If you look up war on Christmas stuff, you'll see. And it uses the same stuff that we saw in this document we were just looking at. They reaffirm, constantly reaffirm this victim narrative. They constantly reaffirm this idea that you're being attacked. But the thing is, but none of it has actual facts. They will take a random anecdote, be like, this one time I went to Starbucks, and instead of giving me a Christmas cup, they gave me a holiday cup. And people are like, oh my God, yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, they are trying to get rid of Christmas. It's all about continually pumping their ears full of certain same repeating messages that reaffirm pre-existing prejudices, and then and this is the key part, doesn't just reaffirm them, but drives them towards a certain goal. Like, that's why we got to make America great again. That's why we got to get these Marxist teachers out of here. That's why BLM is a cultural Marxist institution. It's always tied in, and they'll just swap out whatever current thing is it'll be whatever current thing is in the news. So they'll say, oh, BLM is trying to, you'll see whatever thing is spicy around Christmas. Maybe it'll be Biden, because maybe there's a good chance Biden's going to win in November. Then they'll be like, Biden is reigniting the war on Christmas. And that's them pandering to Christians who need to feel like they're perpetually persecuted, because that further confirms their fundamentalist beliefs that, that there's spiritual warfare going on all around them, even if there isn't, even if nobody is like aggressively anti-Christian, or those who are like in really controlled settings. Like it's just, yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, the God Warriors. The God Warriors thing is like a whole thing. I've talked about that a lot. I grew up in an incredibly Christian, I always call it a cult. I know there's like certain definitions, but that's basically, I grew up in an incredibly extreme religious sect. I know cults are like often non-Christian, but I think that it fits the definition of cult in almost every way. Thankfully, I did get out of that. Yeah, Muslim socialist liberals taking away Christmas. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Oh, welcome back, Purple Purr. What would a war on Christmas even be like? Imagine a bunch of soldiers gunning down a nativity scene. It's pretty hilarious. But have you seen like, you know what? Here, let me give you an example of this sort of stuff. Let me just find this real quick. We're gonna watch a little trailer for an example of this. This is, since we're still in the cringe section. Where's the one? It's the one with holy shit. I'm trying to find this this trailer for this movie. It's the Kevin Sorbo Antifa movie. Here we go. Ready?
The first time you're gonna see me in my wedding dress is when I'm walking down the aisle.
I think this is
marriage isn't always gonna be easy.
For better or for worse.
Love is it's a sacrifice.
I may never be any more worthy of you than I am of grace.
Leave us alone. What's happening?
Downtown's under attack. People are getting killed. We have to get out of here. And right now, we need to leave.
Leave? I'm supposed to be getting married in 39 days, Dad.
People are dying just 2 miles away.
Daddy!
Sophie, go! Go! Get out of here! Run!
It's chaos. It's anarchy.
Your little family dream, 3 meals a day, and kids, and bedtime prayers, it's over. It's adapt or die.
Oh, I've never known love like this before.
I don't know how much more I can take.
Like a kiss flown from heaven to
Thank God.
earth.
You're alive. My dream was to marry a man who would be a good husband.
Give me another chance.
You can't just see that he's changed. I'm sorry.
If he could tell us one thing, he would tell us that God is still good.
You are my love and my last
And my boy. You are armed and dangerous.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh no, Glooby!
We are staying together, and we are trusting God.
Jimmy, no! No! The only good answer for the question why is believe.
Mercy is the light that swallows up all the darkness.
Of course. The Reliant. Should I watch the Saving Christmas one? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's watch it. Let's watch the Saving Christmas trailer. Oh my God, here we go. Oh yeah, before we do this one, because I didn't know that there was a trailer for the Saving Christmas movie, but that was Kevin Sorbo's Antifa movie. That trailer you saw was about Antifa. It's about like Antifa taking over the United States, and apparently, like, again, it's that fashy shit where they do the thing where simultaneously the enemies have to be like, despite the fact that, oh yeah, it's the emasculated soy boy left, they're also simultaneously super soldiers who can take over the United States and destroy 3 meals a day, God, and your SUV. Yeah, it's like, but do you see what I mean? It's meant to act on gut feelings. Like, look, this white family with their nice SUV and their guns, and Kevin Sorbo had to protect his family, but he couldn't because Antifa killed him, and all she wanted to do was marry a man. But they're turning the frogs gay. Yeah. So, yeah. It's, yeah, that was one of the things. It was like 3 meals a day. That's gone. Oh my God, that's so cheesy. It's over. Antifa, this Antifa super soldiers have stolen it from all of us. They stole football. They stole the King James Bible. They stole unseasoned chicken. They stole mayonnaise. They stole apple pie with cheese on it. Fuck you, Antifa. Meanwhile, what's actually happening in every city is that the incredibly militarized police is beating in the skulls of fucking children, literally on the news every single day. And these guys are just like, whatever. I mean, it's literally, Purple Purpur, it's literally just, they're just trying to pander to, like, this idea of, like, the white picket fence. That's all it is. That's why that doesn't make any sense. It's like, what? But to somebody who's watching that movie, who's already biased, they hear 3 square meals a day, white picket fence. They're like, oh my God, my way of life is under attack. It's meant to whip people up into a frenzy based on their pre-existing prejudices. But if you don't have those pre-existing prejudices, or if you haven't been roped into it, it doesn't appeal to you. It doesn't even make sense most of the time. But that's how they do this. This is a lot of this is code. It's like, it's coded language. My nuclear family has been detonated by an Antifa super soldier. Yeah, 3 meals a day and $1 million dream wedding to a Christian boy. And apparently, it's really funny to me that all of the Antifa super soldiers they could find in that movie also drive around a pickup truck and wear camo and have the exact same guns that right-wingers would. Yeah, okay. Nuclear. My nuclear family. She wanted to marry a man? When Antifa's in charge, straight marriage will be outlawed. That's right, motherfuckers. You know I'm a giant fucking queer. We're going to destroy it. The gay agenda is moving yet again. We march. Me and my lizard friend, we are marching to destroy straight marriage forever. Illegal. I now... Yes, I now pronounce you man and truck. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, let's watch this one. Let's watch this trailer. We're doing React Andy right now. Let's do it. This is Saving Christmas. Oh yeah, okay, so this is what I was talking about the war on Christmas stuff. You're going to see it again. I'm actually going to change the stream title a little bit. Here we go. There we go. Change the stream title just so people come in. Oh, God's Not Dead is so... Oh, my God. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Marinara, 100%. The way she emphasized a man. I just wanted to marry a man, not a woman, like some weird gay degenerate. That was what was in the notes, but they couldn't say that on the screen because it would make them look bad. God's Not Dead 2. There's a God's Not Dead 3, I think. But let's watch this one. Let's watch Saving Christmas and see what we come up with. I've never seen this trailer. I know of this movie, but I've never seen this trailer.
Do you ever feel like Christmas has been hijacked?
Hey, where's Christian? How's he doing? Is he okay?
Oh, he's fine, really. He's just not into Christmas this year, that's all.
By all the commercialism and
it's
those
Sam
who
Cedar.
want to replace Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays or Season's Greetings, whatever that means.
You okay?
This is not what Christmas is all about.
Some want to pull down every manger scene and tell us why our favorite Christmas traditions are wrong.
Newsflash.
See?
Not in the Bible.
Listen, somebody who will pull down every manger scene and tell us why it's not okay.
It's a pagan idol symbol. It was the winter solstice. Jesus was not born in December. It's exactly what the Druids did. It's like a carjacking, but like of our religion. And guess what? Santa got in the car, kicked Jesus out, and was like, rolling, 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 and just took it.
Isn't it time somebody spoke up?
Everything you see inside there, it's all about Christmas. It's all about Jesus.
Oh my God.
I know you love Christmas and you want it to be all about what it's all about. This Christmas, dive headfirst into all of
He was doing the soy face.
The dancing, the celebration, the feasting, the imagination,
what did I say?
Tradition.
Fucking what did I say about the unseasoned chicken? Look at that chicken. There was not a drop of seasoning anywhere on that chicken. Remember? I was joking about that, but it's literally here. Where's the feasting? Show me the feasting. Ready?
The feasting.
Look at that. There it is. Do you see a single seasoning on there? Where? Anybody, I challenge you. Do you see any seasoning on that entire chicken? Not a single herb, not a single fucking... They've got some fucking garnish on there. It's a fucking... This is the most sterile chicken. Fucking Christ.
The imagination and traditions that glorify the true reason for the season.
Hey, Chud, thank you so much. I really appreciate the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Glad to see you here. We're reviewing some cringe. We did some boomer cringe, and now we're doing some trailers of movies illustrating how these like right-wing propaganda like companies and right-wing propagandists always hit the same fucking notes over and over and over again. You know this real well, Chud. I know you do. Thank you so much for the sub.
Ooh, work, Holy Spirit. Ha! Can I get an amen? I see the scales are falling off. Glory. Ah, glory.
Join me and my family, and together, let's put Christ back into Christmas.
What did I say? What did I say? This is like the prime thing. Kirk Cameron is like the big boy of the Saving Christmas shit. Yeah, well, they do that in every movie. Retcon, they do that in every movie. They always have like one black person, and they're never the main family is always white, cishet, obviously, and Christian. And then there's always like a few random. There's never any gay people in the movie. There's never any trans people in the movie unless it's for the butt of a joke. But usually they won't stoop that low. Unless it's like this new crop of like super jingoistic stuff. Oh, these movies are terrible. Yeah, it's like, oh, they're monstrous. In fact, let's see if they've got, what's the other one? Here. Oh, yeah. I was just going to go back and read those, Feminist Critique Pod. I really appreciate the bits. Thank you so much. I've done this Saving Christmas movie for my for my podcast, and let me tell you, it's by far the worst film I've ever seen. We do a Christian movie month every year on Pod, and this one an old-fashioned are the fucking worst. This film also is blatantly consumerist. Yes. And there's another one. There's like a whole bunch. There's like a whole bunch of these movies that are like propped out by Christian movie companies, and they're basically all pandering to the war on Christmas. Left Behind, oh my God, Left Behind is like that too. But Left Behind is like an established one. That's been going since like the fucking 70s. They've been going with the fucking Left Behind shit forever. Yeah, it came out 10 years after it was already old. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes there'll be a bad guy who's really gay coded. I think they did that in the God's Not Dead. Let me see if I can find the God's Not Dead trailer. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. This is from Pure Flix. Let's give it a watch real quick. Here, let's watch this one. See how many
prayed and believed.
Well, you can do that then. Under the Thunder, that one's legal, no matter what.
And here you are. Explain that to me.
What do you say to people that are offended by your show because you pray to Jesus in every... What do you say to people that are...
This Duck Dynasty guy? Look at this motherfucker. Wait, who the fuck is this? I feel like I recognize this person. Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, she's holding a... I don't know.
Offended by your show because you pray to Jesus in
every
episode.
If we disown him, he'll disown us.
I'm a 12-year-old. Watches his mother dying of cancer. A God who would allow that is not worth believing in. Life is really a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury and signifying nothing.
That's the atheist professor.
Name? Wheaton. Josh Wheaton. Philosophy 150. You might want to think about a different instructor. Come on, man, it can't be that bad. Think Roman Colosseum, people cheering for your death.
I'm Professor Radisson. This is Philosophy 150. I would like to bypass senseless debate altogether and jump to the conclusion which every sophomore is already
All right,
aware
we'll do that
of.
one next.
There is no God. All that I require from each of you is that you fill in the papers I've just given you with 3 little words. God is dead. Mr. Wheaton, is something wrong?
I can't do what you want. I'm a Christian.
If you cannot bring yourself to admit that God is dead...
So notice that like the entire premise of this movie is that there's like one or two Christians on the entirety of a total like a leftist taken over thing, and all of these other people are just sitting by and ready to watch.
The antithesis.
Think of Jesus as my friend.
You think Jesus is God?
I don't want to disappoint him. So your acceptance of this challenge.
It's so laid on thick.
Exposure to God and Jesus they'll ever have. To me, he's not dead. I don't want anyone to get talked out of believing in him just because this professor thinks they should.
Mr. Wheaton, are you ready?
We're going to put God on trial.
If you think you're smarter than me, Wheaton, do not try to humiliate me in front of my students. In that classroom, there is a God. I'm him.
This experiment is over. You get to decide.
That's a meme too. One of the things that you will hear constantly repeated in a lot of really fundamentalist churches is they will say this thing of like, oh, the modern American atheist wishes to replace God with himself. And they literally just lay it right in. They just put that in the fucking movie. Yeah, go for it. Send me the YouTube clip. Sure. I'll watch a Feminist Critique Pod. I'll watch the old-fashioned one. That sounds funny as fuck. Yeah, they would be. That's true. We'll finish this one and then we'll watch
the
the
person in your life is me, Professor Radisson.
But I have to do
Wow.
Like it's something that God wants me to do. I can't just turn away from it.
You just want to ensnare them in your primitive superstition.
What I want is for them to make their own choice. That's what God wants.
You have no idea how much I'm going to enjoy failing you.
Yeah, but who are you really looking to fail? Me or God?
God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion. God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living
God's not dead. Duck Dynasty.
Science supports his existence. You know the truth. So why do you hate him?
Got him. Who do you want to fail? Me or God? You want to give God the F? Can we get an F in chat for God?
Very simple question. Why do you hate God?
God's not dead, he's
surely alive.
He's living on the
You want to give the big man the F? Hey, thank you for the cheered bits, A-Cab Brick. This is what they think universities are like, isn't it? Yeah, yes it is. This is reinforced over and over ad nauseum. When I was in church, this shit was talked about. Not even the movies, just the same exact rhetoric every time. Leftist universities are going to corrupt your children. And my parents bought into it 100%. Don't let the door hit you where the big man split you, hombre. By the way, on the previous point, Sarah Z has a good video on the Onceler fandom, and she makes a good point of how making all the villains queer-coded for years has made a whole generation of young queer people who idolize and want to rehabilitate villains. True, Marinara. That's a great video. Yeah. So yeah, this movie, oops, I don't want to play it again. This movie does like so many, it has so many of those points. It's like again and again and again. Like this is literally the 4chan meme with the green text where it's like, my professor drops his text as I tell him the true word of God, or drops his chalk on the ground as I tell him the true word of God. Checkmate, atheists. It's so ridiculous. And like the other ones are really bad. I think the second one, is it the second God's Not Dead that has the like Muslim family in it that's just horrifically racist? It's so bad. It's so bad. Let's look up Old Fashioned trailer. Let's see. All right, here we go. We're going to watch the trailer for this Christian romance movie. Is this the one? Here, let's see. I think this is the one. All right, here we go. It's this one? Oh, it's the first movie. Oh, the first movie has the really racist depiction of like a Muslim family, and the dad is like the most they make him dress like the most stereotypical like Mideastern guy you can imagine, and he beats the shit out of his daughter. It's horrible. It's like he beats the shit out of her because she has a Bible. It's like the worst shit you can imagine. But see, they don't show that in the trailers, but that shit definitely makes it into the movies. Absolutely. Let's watch this one. Let's see what this one's all about. I know nothing about this one. I've not even heard of this movie. So let's see. Let's see how good this Christian romance is.
Mr. Walsh, the world wants to know, when are you going to kiss her?
So this theory of yours, I'm curious.
I don't believe that dating trains us to be good husbands and wives. Trains us to be skilled in the superficial.
Who talks like that?
I do.
Shoot the ball. Fact. Most people know more about someone after a job interview for delivering pizzas than they do after most dates. Where do you get this stuff from?
Why don't you just crawl back onto that cute little antique shop and make up some more theories you never test out at the grown-up table anymore?
I rented the upstairs to a girl.
Is she a pretty girl?
Not my type.
How do you know? So help me, man.
How come you haven't asked me out yet?
If I do, you start breaking things. Okay. I needed to believe my life could be different than it was. That I could be different.
And how did you do that? And don't even tell me you found Jesus or something.
More like he found me.
Really?
You just packed everything you own into your car and started driving till you ran out of gas.
Have a three-way with
Fresh
Jesus.
start, go where the wind takes me. Follow the warm and fuzzies.
Life just isn't all warm fuzzies.
It's not just all rules either.
If you don't chase after that girl, you're nowhere near the person we thought you were.
All I want is for you to tell me how I make you feel. How do I make you feel, Clay?
When did treating women with respect become the joke?
You want to know what the joke is?
I came here ready to forgive you no matter what.
You make it sound so easy.
You make it sound impossible.
Get over yourself, you and your pain. Stop using the grace of God as a brick wall.
Wait, what was that? Sorry, what was that? Did that say chivalry makes a comeback? I'm sorry. Okay, I guess I'm being the villain from this movie because I find that a really, really funny line. Hey, thank you for the 25 bits. Thank you so much. The worst part of Old Fashioned is that he ends the movie by proposing to her in a baby food aisle because that's all women are good for. Having baby. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Yeah, that shit happens all the time. Okay, so something you'll notice, and this is in Forrest Gump, too. Quentin, I think it was Quentin Reviews. Quentin Reviews? Was it Quentin Reviews who did it? I think it was Quentin Reviews that did a really good video on Forrest Gump. Let me see. Was it Gump? No, it was, no, it wasn't. It was Renegade Cut. Renegade Cut. Yeah. Yeah, this video is so fucking good. How long is it? I feel like it would be great to watch, but it's so long. I feel scummy rewatching that much shit. This video is so fucking good. This video, this is a video about Forrest Gump. And it's so good. It's Renegade Cuts did it. I highly recommend it. But it points out this thing, and this is all over the place in Christian movies, is like the girl, like as the girl character always like rejects the tradcon lifestyle, and then in Forrest Gump it's implied that Jenny dies from AIDS because she like lives like a shitty life, and yeah, life punishes her for rejecting the traditional lifestyle, and it's only like her life only becomes good when she finally like sees the truth and lives the traditional way, or lives a more traditional life and gives up basically her freedom and her agency. And that happens in Christian movies all the time. The female characters are basically disposable, and they're just totally punished for all kinds of reasons basically for being a slut. It's like, oh, the movie basically says in way more words and way more sneakily that, oh, she's a slut and therefore her life is bad. And that's what happens to you. Like it's like glazed on there. Sure. Okay. Sure. Under the Thunder. That seems like a good idea. Just sounds like a good idea. I support all kinds of romance movies. The book doesn't imply it outright states it. It's also weirdly dark. Oh, I didn't know that. I've never read the book. But that's nutty. Let me find that trailer that Retcon sent to me. Let me see here. Where'd that link go? Here we go. What's this one? Okay. Oh, this is from God's Not Dead. This is a scene. Let's watch this scene. I want to see how good it is. Awesome. Let's see. Let's give it a watch. Let's watch it together.
Oh, that's perfect.
So much for sunny and clear skies.
Uh-oh.
His ribs are crushed. His lungs are filling with blood. He doesn't have long. Are you sure?
How does he know?
Don't move. I can't die. I'm not ready.
ACAB
You know
now.
Jesus.
Thanks for the follow.
I'm an atheist. I believe it's God's mercy that brought me here right now. I'm dying.
Oh yeah, he converts. I
How
forgot.
can you call that mercy? Because that car could have killed you instantly. And I'm sure right now you probably wish that it did. But I'm here to tell you that it's a gift. Because the God that you don't believe in has given you another chance. Another chance to change your final answer.
This is horrible.
I want to die. I'm so scared. If it's any consolation, so is Jesus. He's so scared he sweat blood. He asked the Father if it could be removed from him, but the answer was no. He says no a lot. He gives us the answer we'd ask for if we knew.
Yep. Yep, Windleby.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts, says the Lord.
Exactly. So the question is, stay with me. Stay with me. Are you willing to put your faith in Jesus Christ?
Do it
Are you
faster,
willing to
you
take
fucking
that
asshole. The least you can do is give him a heaven pass quicker.
Yes. God is willing to forgive you of your sins. All of them. If you accept his son and ask him into your life.
Yeah, true, Chud.
That's all you have
Holy
to do
shit.
is just accept his son. Accept his love. And
Nah, they
receive
said
his
fuck it. Give him
forgiveness
Jesus
right now.
instead.
Do you accept him as Lord and Savior?
Yes, I.
Wait a minute. This sounds like a fucking ripoff of the Sunshine music.
It's all right.
Fucking Adagio in G,
In a few
or in
minutes, you're
D,
gonna know
Adagio
more
in
about
D.
God than I do, or anybody else here does. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes, I agree, Kalubi. He's dead. Hey, he got in. He got into heaven at the very last second. Yeah, by the way, like this is what is peddled as entertainment. And Christian entertainment is like being like, "Yeah, we got that fucking atheist." Fuck yeah. But seriously though, in really extreme Christian circles, that is seen as like a good thing. Like they're like, oh, good, we got him to Christianity before he dies so he doesn't have to go to hell. And it makes sense internally, right? Like internal to the logic of the thing. But look at how fucking, like, look at how sociopathic and antisocial that makes the worldview. It's like, these aren't people. This isn't a man suffering. This is a guy we need to convert so that Jesus is happy and so that he doesn't go to hell. That the outcomes from that are terrible because it twists the worldview into this thing where nothing matters more than being saved. Yeah, I know, Chud, doesn't it? Like, that's how I feel sometimes. I end up talking about it a lot because some of this stuff is back on the rise. No, okay, Nick, not in evangelical belief. In evangelical belief, it doesn't matter. If you accept God, you're good. You're good. And there's some political reasons for that viewpoint has become popular. But yeah, no, Aji. Instead, take advantage of a guy whose lungs are filling with blood to scare him into your religion instead of calling an ambulance. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But I mean, but seriously though, this stuff goes all over the place. Why do you think so many missionaries are so aggressive that they will withhold aid if you don't believe like if you don't believe in shit, they'll turn you away. The Salvation Army turns away people based on sexuality. Like, this is something that's happened. This is deep and pervasive in their belief. The idea that like being saved is the only thing that matters, that there's nothing else that matters beyond that. And that's just so fucked. But again, this is how these ideas propagate, through propaganda like this. Yeah, the Starvation Army. True. Don't support Salvation Army. They suck. There are way better charities if you want to support a charity. Salvation Army sucks. Oh, we got another one. Do we have another one? What's this one? Unplanned? All right. All right, we're reacting to another trailer. We're reacting to Christian trailers. That's what we're doing. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're in for another one, everybody. Unplanned. Let's see what this one's all about.
Hi, my name is Abby Johnson. I used to be the director of this clinic.
That one's louder.
Congratulations. You've managed to make an...
Wait. Planned Parenthood is not going to like it. What did I tell you? These movies are propaganda. This entire movie, this right here is probably the entire reason the movie was made. So they could get this in. So they could stoke up furor against Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood, a medical organization in which abortions are only one of the many services they provide in a country where fucking healthcare isn't free. Anyway, sorry, I just had to point that out.
You've managed to make an enemy of one of the most powerful organizations on the planet.
Glenn Beck. Ooh.
You know we could take care of that for you if you'd like.
Unplanned in theaters March 29th. Rated R.
What the fuck? That is so... Look at how ridiculously villainous they have to make these people. It's like, oh, a woman in a public bathroom just found out she's pregnant, and some other lady is just like, you know, I could take care of that thing inside of you if you wanted. I could murder the baby inside of you and kill him and send him to hell for you if you want. Do you want me to send your baby to hell where it belongs? With like a rainbow flag in the background. Holy shit. Is there a longer trailer for this? I want to see a longer trailer for this one. Let's see. Is there a longer one? Oh, there is. Oh my God. There's a longer one. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Abby Johnson is in the other room.
Here.
Our first order of business is to present Planned Parenthood's Employee of the Year Award. Abby Johnson.
This one where the baby gets sucked up like a milkshake. I drink your baby shake. And the doctor just runs over to the fucking little abortion machine. It's just like... It's so terrible. What the fuck?
This is Abby. She's our newest volunteer escort. Abby, this is Cheryl D'Alessandro.
That's a spicy fetus.
I'd be the youngest director in Planned Parenthood history.
You'll actually be in charge of the abortions at your clinic?
I have a chance to make a real difference.
No matter what you do for the rest of your life, you're still gonna be a baby killer.
The only thing that's changed is you, Abby. Can you even hear yourself talk right now about these procedures? These are little babies.
I'm not going to apologize for doing a job that helps women in crisis.
There's still a part of me that isn't sure.
I know. But the one thing that all experts agree on is that at this stage, the fetus can't feel anything.
Sorry to bother you, but they need an extra person in the back room. Are you free?
I saw it. It was like it was twisting and fighting for its life.
We commend the souls of these hundreds of children.
And
Lord, we pray to end.
It looked right at me, and it made an okay hand sign, and that's how I knew it was a MAGA baby.
Abortion.
I really appreciate what you've done for us. I'll not forget it.
22,000 abortions. How do I even comprehend that?
Rough day at the office.
You can say that.
It's your dad and me. You were our baby from the moment of conception.
We are paying you to be a perfect instrument of corporate policy. We are an abortion provider.
I can't be a part of this anymore. Everything that they told us is a lie.
Don't underestimate the repercussions of this. You gotta be careful.
Rhonda, please don't do this! Rhonda!
Let me tell you what's gonna happen if you walk through that door.
Congratulations. You've made an enemy of one of the most powerful organizations on the planet.
Oh, yes. As we know, Planned Parenthood, one of the most powerful organizations on the planet, an organization so powerful that they regularly have to send people out to beg for donations so they can provide the healthcare that they currently provide. Oh, my fucking God. But this is the thing I'm talking about. This is like they write themselves a fantasy world, but they believe this is not fantasy to them. This is reinforced in their sermons. This is reinforced all the time. These movies, the reason why they come off so ham-fisted and cheesy is because they're not actually telling a fictional story. The people who watch this believe this has actually happened, and they take it 100% seriously. They see this and they go, "Oh my God, there's a dark room full of smoking feminazi bitches who are gonna try and kill all the babies in the world, and they're one of the most powerful organizations on the planet, and if you disagree with it, they're gonna come for you." It's like, yes, this happened and everyone clapped the movie. Every single one is like that. Yeah, it's just a movie about evil people who apparently like to kill babies, and those people are Democrats, and those people are gay people and trans people, and you should hate them because because they're trying to kill God. That's what these movies are. Yeah, that idea of God sounds pretty immoral. Rather than suffer for an eternity, then forgive or accept any God's sins. A strong sense of morality is more important to me than protecting an immoral belief in a promise of infinite pleasure with no proof. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. True. Wait, you had to watch this for? Oh no, okay. I agree. Under the Thunder, of course. Flowery Jane says, at my last workplace, they always played the shitty Christian contemporary station, and they always had a segment where they found a person who'd had an abortion, and they talk about how evil and horrible it is. Oh, hey, we got a clip. Let's take a look.
Is in the other room.
It's me watching me.
Here. Our first order of business is to present Planned Parenthood's Employee of the Year Award. Abby Johnson.
Me. This one where the baby gets sucked up like a milkshake. I drink your baby shake. And the doctor just runs over to the fucking little abortion machine. It's just like it's so terrible. Hey, this is a great clip. Fucking good ass clip. I'll be publishing this one. Yeah, we'll be publishing this one for sure. Here we go. I'm going to publish it right now. Blammo. There you go. Yeah, so this started with a Facebook post, and it's approached us talking about a million forms of this propaganda. But what did I say? What did I tell you? Is this not the same tier of stuff that we saw in that Facebook post? They use the same tactics for everything. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, there's a tiny moment of self-awareness at the beginning of the movie where they realized it would look bad if they were just terrorizing a caring, successful woman trying to help people without the abortion thing being extra scary. I find it funny that they literally say, like, Planned Parenthood in the movie. Like, they just straight up made a fictional movie about a real organization and then sold it to people who believe 100% that there are angels and demons battling in literal real time over the souls of Americans. You know, again, I don't want to go on like just an anti-religion rant or anything like that, but the Christian right peddles extreme right-wing extreme right-wing ideology all the time. It's like, whoo boy. Yeah, oh, it's based on a true story. Everything's based on a true story. They always based on a true story. I could tell you so many stories about shit that I came across while I was still in church, when I still went to church and stuff, when I was a Christian. God, there's some people tell wild stories when they're trying to justify like the things that they're doing. Yeah. Oh, Za, we are talking about other forms of right-wing propaganda, and we got into the rabbit hole of Christian movie trailers. So we've been watching some of them, and I was pointing out some of the same tactics that we were talking about before. Yeah, so it's based. Are you telling me that this Christian movie is based? No, I disagree. It's unbased. It's definitively unbased. You found the movie? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, send me one more trailer. We'll do one more trailer. The real-life equivalent of the lady in the movie is a piece of shit who docks Planned Parenthood employees to Christian fundamentalist terrorists. I mean, true. I have been to Planned Parenthood a number of times. In fact, in some places, Planned Parenthood is the only place that does like trans healthcare in like certain rural areas. So I've been there, and I've been shouted at by those protesters. They're ridiculous. They hang out in front of there so much that many Planned Parenthoods have to hire security guards to keep them from heckling people because they're that aggressive and they're that pushy. Let me see here. All right, let's watch one more. Let's watch another one. This one's called A Matter of Faith. Oh, this one's a YouTube original. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Gentlemen, today we're going to answer the age-old question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
One of the hardest things for a father is when it comes time to send his little girl off to college. Biology? Did you get Cayman?
By the way, this exact tempo and like chord progression is used in every single contemporary Christian song ever. Don't believe me? Go listen to them. Fucking go listen to them. Every single one has a guitar. I love Jesus. I love God. And it's always an acoustic guitar. It's always a dude singing. Sometimes they'll get a girl to sing it. We'll see.
Complex life forms evolved from simpler life forms.
Wait, what? Wait a second. Hold on a second. Hold on just a second.
Did you get Cayman?
Complex life forms evolved from simpler.
Wait a minute. A chicken doesn't evolve from an egg. What the fuck? They can't even get their stereotypes right. What the fuck? As you can see, the Mountain Dew evolves from a simpler life form, the can. It's just science.
Hey, what did you think about what Professor Cayman was just saying?
She's one of the cutest freshmen we've seen. Just calling to get your topic for the October debate.
I really like all of my instructors, especially my biology teacher, Professor Cayman. He's a riot.
The guy's an evolutionist, and there's nothing in the whole course.
An evolutionist? Oh my god, an evolutionist. An evolutionist, a term that was invented to essentialize the entirety of the fucking scientific community. No, if anything, retcon, it's a proof of de-evolution, unfortunately. But no, the true proof of de-evolution is Mountain Dew Liberty Brew. No, she doesn't. Yeah, obviously, no, of course. Everybody knows that the way that chickens actually work. If you knew anything about the Bible, you would know that chickens, what happens is the rooster goes, and at dawn, he goes, "Baka!" And then God creates a new chicken right then and there from scratch. No eggs involved. Eggs are for eating. Eggs are only for eating. There's no fucking evolution. Chickens don't evolve from fucking eggs. They get zapped in by God every time a rooster crows. That's why you got to keep your roosters quiet in the morning, or else you'll be run over with chickens. That's how it goes. It's fact. God said it.
Biblical creation is even a plausible alternative.
All our public schools and universities teach evolution as the answer to the origins of life.
Don't you think Professor Cayman has some good concepts? He could be right.
Have you ever seen that thing that Cayman does where he shows how we all came from apes? Life comes from life. It doesn't come from non-life.
Evolution versus creationism. What do you say?
Professor Cayman, my dad can't debate you.
If I were you, I'd get out of it. I've never done anything like this before.
The big debate. Facts. Logic. Feelings.
I'm out of the game.
You debating Professor Cayman is not going to solve anything.
This guy stands against everything that we believe in. What are you doing, man?
What did you tell her?
I'm not interested. Do you know how embarrassing this is going to be for me?
Welcome everyone to our debate tonight.
Wasn't the Bible written by men?
Yes, it was.
Then how does that make it the Word of God? And you do believe in your viewpoint, don't you?
Yeah, look at that. Those fucking debate bros. It's those... Oh, an old man's advice. What the fuck is this? All right. All right, YouTube. I want to... Maybe we should watch an old man's advice. I'm getting some weird recommendations now that I've been watching. Do we want to know? But it's long. It's 10 minutes. What's he have to say? Nah, we'll watch this another time. Maybe another time. What was I saying? I hope it's not racist. That'd be terrible. You want to watch? Wait, how long is it though? Glooby, how long is it? All right, Glooby. All right. One more. This is the last one. All right, I'll do one more. Let's watch it. He does look like James Randi. That's true. God is good. God is great. Wait.
Yeah, see, now that's what I'm talking about.
Was that Steven Crowder? That's Steven Crowder. What the fuck? That's fucking Steven Crowder. Hold on a second.
Yeah, see, now
That's Steven Crowder. That is baby Steven Crowder. 69 viewers. Oh, yeah. But that's fucking Steven Crowder. That's Steven racist caricature Crowder. That's the guy who puts lies up on his screen all the time and also flashes racist caricatures up at the late minutes of his show. Really? Oh yeah, I do remember that. Atona no Aji. I do remember that. Unfortunate. God damn it. Holy shit. Hey, Synth, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, we just discovered I was given this trailer live, and look at who this look at this motherfucker. We got fucking Steven Crowder. You know this is gonna be good. Yeah, I heard he drank a whole cup of it, Nick. I heard he drank a whole fucking cup.
that's what I'm talking about.
Jake Taylor was living the dream.
It's your whole life ahead of you now. Don't screw it up.
Relax, Dad. I won't disappoint you. Good talk.
He had the friends. He had the life.
You are a lucky man.
Holy shit, that was so... Holy shit, that was... That was really sexy. Did you see? You could see her tummy. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Had everything. But someone from his past is about to change his life forever.
Where's this going?
You don't want to do this, man. It's too late, Jake.
What?
Today we come together to remember the life of Roger Andrew Dawson.
You know the kid that killed himself? We grew up together.
I know what you're going through. So if you ever want to talk.
I would see him every day in the halls, and I never even said hi.
So we're both living with regrets, huh?
It wasn't your fault. Okay, you didn't pull the trigger.
I know that I didn't do anything.
Yeah, none of us did.
Well, that's the point. Why didn't I? There was this kid at the party tonight. They wouldn't let him in because he wasn't cool enough. I mean, how messed up is that? He wasn't cool enough?
Was he dressed like a wizard?
At some point, you gotta ask yourself, what do you want your life to be about?
Just want to say hi. I'm Jake Taylor. I'll say that I don't want to settle. Is it worth it?
What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, man. I can't do this anymore.
What the hell, Jake?
You are acting so weird.
What the hell, Jake?
Stay away from me, Jake.
I just know that I need to do this. He saved my life.
There's nothing you can do to bring him back.
Jesus, Jesus, yeah, Jesus. Wow, Steven Crowder is an asshole.
What's the point of all this if you're not gonna let this change you?
Well, that was certainly interesting. I totally thought they were gonna make the guy a fucking school shooter. That looked like he was a fucking school shooter. Holy shit. They were like, they had it framed like he was gonna pull a gun on him, and they were like, ah, and everybody was hiding and shit, and then he killed himself. Yeah, holy shit. All right. What's this? Wait, it's a video game trailer? Uh-oh. Yeah, we've been reacting to Christian propaganda movies after reading some really, really, really cringe boomer stuff that I pulled hot and fresh, right off the Facebook Vine myself to bring to all of you. We've had a good-ass time. And we're going to do a little bit more because I've got more in me. We're going to go for a little longer because we got some shit to talk about too. We're going to do a PragerU video. People have been begging me to do a PragerU video, so we're going to do the PragerU video. And then we're going to talk about, we're holding strong at 69, baby. 69. 420, 69. Well, I don't know. What is it? It's way past 420. It's fucking 6 o'clock. Oh, 70. Are we at 70? I'm okay with that. I'm okay if we stay at 69 or if we go higher. Either one. I'm okay with either one. 70. No. Nobody get out. No one get out. Everyone stay. In fact, more people come in. Bring more people in. Yeah. No, Windleby, no. Shit. I'm being sabotaged live. Hey, 69 Danger Noodles. Good to see you. Hey, thanks for coming in. No, we're up at 71 now. I'm winning. I win if we go above 69. You guys win if we stay at 69, but we all win if we go way above 69. Maybe we'll get to 169. We were at 169 at one point tonight. Objectively so. Oh, hey, Danger Noodles. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Yeah. 42069 win? I don't know. We'll have to find out someday if we keep going all night. Maybe when I get to 4 hours and 20 minutes of having streamed. 1312? Fuck yeah. A-cab, baby. Yeah, those are some Hassan numbers. When I want to have 42,069 viewers, that'd be... Whew, boy.